Welcome back. We're talking party manifesto. Last week we looked at the manifesto of the APC and the PDP, but today we're looking at some other political parties and their manifesto. We're bringing back the PDP because they are the ones in power for now. But let's skate over to the news studio where Yatunde Balogun is standing by to give us a look at the headlines. Hello, Ayo.
Nelta, these are the headlines right about now. Well, at least 15 people have been reported killed in explosions in Maiduguri. That's the Borno State capital in Nigeria's northeast. Well, an eyewitness told Channels Television that the first blast took place at the Baga Fish Market on Baga Road in the city, killing 15 people, while a second one occurred at the Monday Market, though the casualty figure in that blast is not yet known, but it is feared that people may have also been killed, or many people may have also been killed in that incident. Now, according to the eyewitness, many of the injured have since been rushed to the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital for treatment. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has already conducted a test on the smart card readers to be used for the general elections. Now, according to the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Mr. Kaide Idowu, the states in which the exercise were conducted were Rivers, Delta, Ebonyi, Anambra, Lagos, Ekiti, Taraba, Bauchi, Kano, Kebbi, Nasarawa, and Niger states. Now, voters in the various wards participated in the card reading exercise with their permanent voter cards. The decision to test the card reader was taken owing to complaints by some political parties that the device will prevent citizens from voting on the days of the elections. Well, it appears sports in development in Nigeria is set to receive a major boost as the president has promised to end what he termed as the fire brigade approach to sporting events in the country. Dr. Goodluck Jonathan promised that a special fund will be created before such events so that the sportsmen can win more laurels for Nigeria. The president announced this after a fitness walk from the presidential villa to the Eagle Square, and he was accompanied by the vice president, Nnamdi Sambo, the Senate President, David Mark, among other dignitaries. There's been a deadly gun and grenade attack on a restaurant in Mali's capital, Bamako, leaving some 5 people dead. Reports say a French national was shot dead at La Terrasse Bar. 2 Malian men were also killed as the gunmen fled the scene. In addition, a Belgian man died when a grenade was thrown at his car in a nearby street, and the 3rd European died in hospital. Witnesses say the attackers shouted, "God is great," in Arabic. And those are the news headlines. It's still Nigeria 2015. We're back to you now, Nelta.
Thank you, Ayo. As we go on to speak with our correspondent, Ayo talked about the fact that INEC has conducted the test on the card reader, a mock test of authentication of voters. So let's just get to Kanu, where we had Idris Jibrin cover the mock authentication of voters in Kanu. And now he reports. Hello, Idris.
Card readers are actually verifying the voter's card. But the problem we observe here is the issue of thumb print. Most of the people are not getting their thumb printed, as in the card reader is not actually seeing the thumb print, it's not actually verifying the thumb print, and that's the problem that this place is having. But concerning the reading of the card, is actually reading it perfectly. I'm going to be talking with an observer from the Nigerians United for Democracy. His name is Audu Bulama. He's going to be telling me what he actually observed from this exercise that is just going on. Sir, nice to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Can you just tell us what you observed from this exercise that is going on now?
From the analysis we have had for the last 1 hour, 70% of the people have got their thumb accepted. And second, of course, there is a hitch here that sometimes you will have to try one voter 2, 3, or even 5 times before it accepts. But I think this is also something that should not be serious, because it usually does not take more than 5 seconds before it rejects, and then you try for another 5 seconds, it says no, then you try for the third 5 seconds, and then it accepts. It means even if there is that hitch, you can accredit a voter in 30 seconds. But if there is no problem, a voter can be accredited in just 10 seconds. I think this is one thing that I am happy with. Secondly, I have also observed that even for those who have problems with their thumbs, the process does not take time for their, serial number to be taken, and then they would be recorded as, people whose thumb has not been captured, and then at the end of the day, they will be given the slip to come and vote. So even that process does not take time. One other thing I have observed, which is also important, is that many Nigerians used to think it is only your thumb that is accepted. But I learned that out of your 10 fingers, any of them can do, what is expected. I think this is a very important development. But one other problem is the fact that in this unit, we have not seen the observer of any political party. If we have any political party observer, he has not identified himself. And I think political parties are one of the stakeholders in this exercise, and they should have been here so that they would see how the process works, and then they would go and educate their supporters on how the election would look like on the election day.
This is what is actually happening here in Kano, and there is actually a mass turnout of people, and people have actually turned out to get their card verified.
Our correspondent Idris Jibrin from Kano. That was done earlier in the day, and according to him, there was a large turnout. That's contrary to what Sean reported earlier, that the turnout in Lagos wasn't that much, and a lot of people were not really bothered. But let's return to the studio here, where we have, joining us to have a conversation, the Lagos State Chairman of the National Conscience Party. I'm starting from my far left, Tunde Ogumbayede, National Conscience Party Lagos Chapter Chairman. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Here, representing the PDP, is Nyaetuk Ezekiel. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And the presidential candidate of the COA party, Remi Shonaya. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the manifesto of the party. Let me begin with you. Say ladies first.
Okay.
All right. Your party is just to focus on, from what you say, 5 cardinal points. You call them vices facing Nigeria. Why did you do that?
Because we see them as challenges, challenges that we have to overcome. You know, we're talking about ignorance, about insecurity, even the foundation of our continued existence together, an imperfect union. And these are challenges that we must tackle, that we must face squarely as a nation, so that we can advance, so that we can develop, we can catch up with the rest of the world. These are some of the yearnings that we've been having as Nigerians for a very long time. And we're saying, you know, let's deal with them. Let's get a handle on these issues.
Okay, your ignorance, injustice, an imperfect union, bad
governance and insecurity. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the Conscience Party, National Conscience Party.
Yeah, thank you.
You chose to look at poverty eradication. Is that the main issue bothering Nigeria?
Thank you very much. National Conscience Party have 10 care programs. Among the 10 care programs, you have the right to life, right to work, right to live, right to home, right to education, right to telecommunication, and right to electricity and telecommunication. And then the last one is security. Those are the 10 cardinal programs of National Conscience Party. Like you asked, why abolition of poverty? You understand clearly that the essence of governance is about provision of necessity for human being, the welfare of the people. And Nigeria today is bedeviled by poverty in the country. People are poverty to have the needs of to have their daily needs in terms of food, in terms of shelter. For any governance to really address the problem of Nigeria, you should be able to fix the poverty in Nigeria.
So if poverty is not handled, nothing else.
Nothing else could be done.